Hi, team, and welcome to our training today where I'm going to be showing you how to recommend our products with confidence. And joining me on our presentation today is Dr. Philip Smith from the First Fitness Nutrition Medical and Scientific Advisory Board. So very excited to bring you this training. But before we get into the actual product training, I do want to talk to you about developing the right mindset when building your First Fitness Nutrition business. And I think it's important to understand that there are three very important elements to your success, and that is the products. And the products, to me, are the foundation of the opportunity. We have to personally fall in love with our products, believe in the products. The products are the vehicle that drive the opportunity of the compensation plan, which is the second important element. You've got to believe in the compensation plan, that you're going to put forth this effort to market and promote these products. And do you believe that the reward is going to be worth the effort? And then the most important element of your success is you. And that is believing in yourself. And I'm a very big believer in encouraging people. I think a lot of people are told throughout their life what they can't do, how they're not going to be successful. Well, I want you to know you're in a company that believes in you. And we're going to pour our heart and soul into letting you know that you can do it, you can achieve whatever it is in this company, and we believe in you. I hope that you believe in yourself, and I hope that you believe that in partnering with First Fitness Nutrition, that you're with a company that is going to stand by your side and help you become successful. So you got to have belief in the products, believe in the compensation plan, and belief in yourself. And then we have to get familiar and learn the basics, which is use, connect, and share. You have to use these products on a daily basis. And the use of these products is what gives you the confidence to share the products with other people. If you're not using them, you're not going to share them. So I'm a big believer. You got to be a product of the product. And then we're going to connect with people, meaning we got to talk to people. Well, you will only talk to people about these products if you believe in the compensation plan, believe in the opportunity. And then we've got to share our story or our results with other people. So the products, the compensation plan, and you, three key elements to your success, and then learn the basics. Use, connect, and share. Now that you understand that, we're going to get into the training because we're going to increase your confidence and your belief in our products that's going to allow you to recommend them with confidence. Now, before we get into each of the product categories, I just want you to know the overall philosophy with First Fitness Nutrition and our product line. We take an holistic approach to wellness. Our products are plant-based. We have vegan products when we can make them vegan, vegetarian when we can make them vegetarian. So we really take pride in delivering clean and effective products that have stood the test of time. We've been in business for 36 years. We have less than 1% product returns. And our products are backed by science, and they are recommended by medical professionals and doctors. These are products that work. Now, we focus at First Fitness Nutrition on weight loss. And as many of you have heard me say why we do it, but the reason is if 70% of all Americans are overweight, 42% are obese, it just makes sense that we're going to concentrate on where the biggest need is. And our answer to the national crisis of obesity is Trimsulin, the world's first plant-based GLP-1 weight loss program. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the verge of a major breakthrough. This is the solution, the plant-based alternative to those weight loss injections without the harmful side effects. We are very, very excited. We are very optimistic about what is unfolding right now as you are engaging with First Fitness. The timing is now, and you can be part of history in the making with this product called Trimsulin. So initially, people are drawn in with the weight loss products, with the Trimsulin. But do you know that we have an amazing line of gut health products? In 1989, when Lee Carsey and myself started this company, our first product was the first gut health product in the world called Renew. And it is our flagship product, and it is our #1 reordered product for 36 years. Amazing. You're going to hear about that tonight. We have the liver cleanse, the herbal detox, and the 10-day whole body cleanse. So we've got amazing gut health products. On our wellness line, I think we could take any one of these products and we literally could start a new direct sales company and focus just on our wellness products. And then our energy and fitness, phenomenal. Whether you're an athlete or weekend warrior, we've got you covered with energy, rehydration, pre-workout. We have it. And then talk about helping someone improve their health from the inside out. We've got the most awesome skincare. So what we're going to do now is Dr. Philip Smith, who has been in First Fitness Nutrition and started off initially as a customer and then a team member, and then he joined our medical and scientific advisory board, is going to show you how to recommend products when you're coming into contact with people who have specific needs for their health and wellness. You know, what do you say when someone says, well, I need something for sleep, or I need something for my skin, or I need something for gut health? This is what you're going to learn from Dr. Philip Smith, and he's just an amazing man. He's a product of our products, as you'll hear in his presentation, and he knows a lot about health and wellness because he was a practicing chiropractor in the Louisiana area for over 40 years, and he's just an amazing man. So please help me welcome to our presentation, Dr. Philip Smith.
Thank you so much, Nigel, for asking me to be a part of this amazing 2026 training. I'm looking forward to sharing what we have found out about being healthy. And I want to take a minute and start about my personal health journey. I got into First Fitness because of a health issue, and it wasn't a small one. At the ripe old age of 39, I found myself on a heart cath table. And that was a real come to Jesus moment. I realized that I had to make some changes in my life in how I was approaching my health, or things were going to turn out really, really bad for me. But like many of you out there, I didn't know where to go, and I didn't know where to ask, but I had a cousin that was a cardiac nurse. And so I thought, well, who better to talk to? I talked to my cousin. It just so happened that she was a First Fitness Nutrition distributor. And she told me about a heart product that we now call Cardio First. And I started on that product, and it was a game changer for me. And we're looking now 30 years later, and I'm still really, really healthy. I don't have any heart issues at all. And it's really because she knew what to tell me, and I followed that recommendation. So let's start by looking at what I used in my practice on a regular basis and things that I still use really today on a regular basis. So when you look at health, you've got to start with the gut. You know, everything really begins on the inside and works its way out. So when I was in practice, one of the main things that my patients used, and I still use today, I always recommended Renew. I felt that was vitally important in helping them make that first step to getting back to optimum health and wellness. If they had been in a situation where they were maybe having some liver issues or whatever, the liver cleanse. And then herbal tea was something that I used. The Fit to a Tea, I used it with my adult patients, and I recommended it for my pediatric patients because it worked just as well with them in helping to balance their gut health without the harshness of the more powerful Renew. Now, when we look at wellness, the things I used really on a very regular basis was Cardio First. That was primary because it was a big thing with me. but also the Vital Green. I had a lot of my patients, and I still recommend that to people today, the Vital Green, for just an overall health and wellness and general well-being because of the things it can do to increase your body's wellness level. There's always questions about digestive health, and that was something that I recommended on a regular basis for people for digestion was the Renew, along with some other supplements that we'll talk about in a little bit. Joint health. Well, I was a chiropractor, so guess what my primary concern was? Joints, muscles, ligaments, and tendons, and joints. So we always recommended for every patient that had degenerative joint or any kind of joint issue, we recommended Rejuvicel. And I also used a lot of Zovita. Every new patient in my practice was recommended Zovita for a number of reasons. And I'll talk about those again in a minute as well. So when you're looking at whole body wellness, these are the products that you draw from. Now, if you're looking in the sports realm, or not even the sports realm, but just somebody that's interested in energy and fitness, one of the things that I recommended on a really regular basis, and my kids and grandkids were all in sports, so guess what we used? We used a lot of the rehydration. So really, really fantastic for keeping those kids and people rehydrated. And so, energy drink, for patients that ask me about being fatigued and run out of energy quickly, the energy drink was something that we always recommended quite frequently. Now, one of the things that didn't get, well, I should have used it more, and I wish I had have, but I was more geared toward musculoskeletal in my practice. But, I have found that I personally am using some of the skincare products, and that's why I look so young and great today. But the anti-aging product, particularly, I use on a fairly regular basis, and I do use some of the skincare products throughout the week as well. But I use the anti-aging stuff on a very regular basis as well. So let's come to this right here, the product recommendations. This new product guide, this is a needs-based supplement guide. I actually had something similar to this in my practice that I made up early on so that I had a place to go to. If a patient mentioned something, I could say, okay, you're going to need this, this, and this product. And so that's what Nigel and his team have now put together. It's incredible. I love this thing, Nigel. This is probably one of the best things that have come down the pike in First Fitness, in my opinion, because it makes it so easy when somebody tells you, oh, I've got this or that, to go, oh, well, you should do this. It's a product recommendation guide. You can find it in Office to Office, your training tools, but you need to use this. And I mean, it should be with you. Put it in your, make a plastic copy of it, laminate it, put it with you, get it where it's with you all the time so that you've got it to refer to until you pretty much got it memorized. And that's how I would go with that. So let's look how to use this guide. It's really so straightforward and so simple. Somebody says, the customer says, hey, then you say, well, you need to start here. And when appropriate, and because this is a lot of times going to be budget related, when it's appropriate, either through the initial recommendation or the budget restraints or constraints, then you go to the next step add-ons. And that's exactly what I did in my practice. I found that patients, when it came to nutritional support, they had kind of a number window in mind that they were willing to invest in addition to their chiropractic care. So you're going to have a window that these patients and these customers are willing to invest with you. And so you don't want to hit them with a great big number right up front. So you're going to want to start with precisely what they tell you they need. And they're going to tell you what they need. For example, if they say, you know what, I need to lose weight, that's where you start. We're going to start with, okay, then you need Trimsulin. And you tell them why Trimsulin is going to be the best thing they could do to help their weight loss. And then you can go into the next step or the add-ons. If they would like a little extra, say they want to deal with the cellulite, you can tell them about Trimbolic. If they're wanting something to add in for a little more protein, or they want something in addition, tell them about the Body Effects, and you can add those on as they want it or need it, or as their budget allows for it. Now, when it comes to gut health, like I said, this was big for me. I still take Renew every day. But if somebody's telling you I'm bloated or I'm constipated or I've got indigestion, where do you start? Well, you start with Renew. This is the key thing that's going to help that person get to where they want to be with their gut. So you start there. And if able, then depending upon maybe they've got a lot of high indigestion up high early on in their ingestion of food, then you might want to add in LifeGest or Biomega if they've got indigestion issues as well. But you work within their budget, and you can put these add-ons as they are able to work them in. You can always end up bringing one or two or maybe even three products into a person's life that work wonderfully well for them and fits their budget. So when we look at daily wellness, for example, and all the wellness products, Vital Green, somebody's talking to you about, well, I just want to be generally healthier. I want to have that, that feel-good feeling. This is a great place to start. Vital Green and Biomega. Those are two of the best products to really bring the body back to overall sensation of wellness and that feeling they have that, I really feel like I'm well and I feel good. And you can explain how those products work to them. You should have an understanding of that from the other trainings that we've done. Now, if you want to add on to that, then, obviously vitamins and minerals are a key, although Biomega has that. You could add in First Essentials or the 8RX if they want to address their immune system. So you can keep adding these things in as you are able to bring. But I would not bring it all in one bundle and hit them with it, because they're going to walk away because it's just too overwhelming. Now, for me, cardiovascular health, this is something that I still really focus on personally. And I talk to patients and people about this all the time. So if somebody's talking about, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, circulatory system, or cardiovascular heart issues, start right with cardio first. This is probably one of the best products that I've ever come across in my practice of health and wellness over the years in terms of cardiovascular system. It's just amazing. And the 8RX is a wonderful product in support of that. So in this case, I think I would actually recommend both of these things. And if that's too much for them, then I would subtract out the 8RX and add it in later. Now, energy and wellness. So your folks that are really looking at, I need more energy, hey, I want to work out. What do I need to do to help my workout? Or I just feel drained all the time. You're going to start with the energy drink. This is an incredible product that's going to help restore their energy. And it does a lot of other things too. It improves focus. It does a number of things, but it's going to deal with this. I need energy. I feel drained. And it's going to help their workouts too. Now, somebody that's really focusing on workout, you can always add the pre-workout. Matter of fact, this happened just this week with me at the gym. I had a gentleman there that we had started with the energy, and he says, hey, do you have anything just for a workout? I said, yeah, sure, we got. And I gave him the pre-workout, and he loves it. And of course, then the rehydration, particularly in the summertime, that's something you might want to talk to him about when the temperatures go up, is getting that hydration in there. Now, joint and structural support. So when we talk about structural support, that's all the muscles, ligaments, tendons, and all the structures of the musculoskeletal system. But Rejuvicell is an incredible way to address all of those in one single bottle. So that's where I would start. And this is where I started with all my patients and my clients today. I still start with this, the ones who have arthritic issues and joint issues. I start here because it does help rebuild that joint and lubricate it. Now, if I'm going to add on to that, then I start talking to them about the collagen peptides because of its amazing ability to rebuild. Zavita works wonders when it comes to just general inflammatory response. It helps reduce that. And then, of course, the CBD hemp oil. That is an amazing product to help improve overall recovery times and reduce those. So that's where I would go with this. I would start, obviously, the customer says, hey, my joints hurt. This is where you start. Doesn't this seem so simple? I mean, it makes it just so straightforward and so simple. Now, how many times have you heard, boy, I just don't sleep well at night. I'm up all the time, or I feel really stressed out. I just can't shut my mind down. It's always running. the hemp oil. Start with the CBD-rich hemp oil. That is what it's designed to do, is to help support relaxation, calmness, mood stability, and give you restful sleep. I recommended this at quite frequently, actually, in my practice, along with the Zevita, which I mentioned earlier. Every new patient got this recommendation. Did everyone take it? No, but everyone got that recommendation because it does a wonderful job to help the body relax. Now, with the skincare, wow, I use this for my aging. I got a few wrinkles, at 70 something years old. So I try to help that. And I'll tell you, the skincare products, they're amazing. Every time I listen to Sandra, I just shake my head and take more notes. So I certainly would start with what they're telling you. My skin looks dry and unhealthy. Well, which product fits that? Start with that. Fine lines and wrinkles. I want to reduce my aging rate, or I want to reduce how fast I'm aging. Then you start with the anti-aging products and go there. So the collagen peptides, remember we talked earlier, collagen peptides rebuild the connective tissue. So that helps rebuild the connective tissue, that helps keep that skin tight and helps keep the skin hydrated. The Renew, what's that got to do with skin? Well, we've talked numerous times about that. Really the Renew nourishes, like I said early, the body from inside out. So it nourishes the skin from the inside to the out. So I would certainly look at making that part of your recommendation when you can work it into the system for that particular individual. In closing, I want you to access the product recommendation guide in the Office to Office. It's a great tool that you can use for recommending your products to your clients. And I know that 2026 is going to be an amazing year for you in First Fitness Nutrition, and I look forward to hearing about your successes. Nigel, I'm going to pass it back to you.
Dr. Smith, thank you for that awesome presentation. All right, team. Hopefully now you know that there's a lot more to First Fitness than just weight loss. So let me show you now where to find the resources. And when you log into Office to Office, you will click on Product Training and Tools. Now, the guide that Dr. Smith just showed us is right in the Product Training and Tools section. And you'll see here it says Product Recommendation Guide. My suggestion is to download that guide and keep it handy so that when you are coming into contact with people, you've got it as a quick reference guide. But you'll also notice that when you come to the product training section, we have the different categories, and within each category are a lot of resources, which I'm going to show you. Let's say, for example, that you've got new team members or even yourself that's looking for product training and resources. You'll click on weight loss. And when you go to the weight loss section, you'll have weight loss resources. And this shows you about the Trimslin promotional video and the quick start video. These are two videos you need to become familiar with. One is what you use to promote Trimslin. The other is what happens when your customer gets the Trimslin weight loss program. And you can understand how it takes them through and tells them how to use the program effectively. Then you've got printables, the healthy eating guide, the weight loss program. You've got the coaching guide. You've even got a printed Trimslin follow-up program that tells you literally what to say. And then you've got product profiles. A recommendation that I have is I like to print out the product profiles, put them into a binder. So I've got a reference always with me when I have someone talking about a specific product, because the product profiles are very detailed information on each product. If you went to the gut health section, you'll have everything that you need for the cleansing and detox products and PowerPoints, and you've got the product profiles as well. Same thing on wellness. You've got the wellness product training video, and this is something I encourage you all just to watch. They're very short videos. And then we always give you a PowerPoint presentation in the event that you are doing an in-person presentation. So you got the resources and you got the profiles on the wellness category. Same thing with energy and fitness. Also on the energy and fitness, you'll notice under the resources, you've got an energy comparison chart, pre-workout comparison chart, rehydration comparison chart. These are fantastic because we are comparing our products with box office or retail store type products, and you'll see how substantial and significant the First Fitness quality of our energy and fitness products is. And then skincare, tremendous amount of resources. So this is where you go as a team member. Now, as far as your customers are concerned, you're going to use your replicated website, your own firstfitness.com website. And on every category, you will find a product description. And on that product description, you will notice this little play button, and that is your video. So if I was clicking on Vital Green, for example, this is a video that my customer could watch. They're all short videos, and I could also share this video from my website. So just a great library of resources for you to use. I hope that this training has been beneficial, that you know a little bit more about the entire product line after watching this presentation than you did when you started. I hope it's giving you the confidence and the knowledge that you can have the belief in what you're promoting, what you're marketing, you know what to say, and you feel comfortable promoting and recommending these products. In closing, I just want to thank each and every one of you for taking your time to be with us today. You know, I think the more that we can train and we can share our experiences and share the results of what these products are doing, what the business is doing, it's going to give us confidence. And that's what these weekly webinars are designed to do. I just want to say on behalf of all of us at First Fitness Nutrition, we appreciate each and every one of you. I really believe this is going to be an amazing year for all of us. The best is yet to come. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next week.